Hello, everybody. It is another wonderful Friday. How is everybody doing? I've got my LaCroix, as usual. I put on some new music this time while we waited. It's supposedly a remix of the System Shock 1 soundtrack from the Gaming Ground. It's remixed heavily, I guess. It's still pretty nice. How is the audio levels? I should probably ask that every single time before beginning. Can see a creamy elephant has made it in here. I thought that you would be partying at QuakeCon. Sir Kane, hello. Third player, thank you for the sound. Yeah, thank you, Deep Chrome. I lowered the volume quite a bit on that. Levels are good. So yeah, just general updates. We're a little late on the Kickstarter update, but I will be putting that out on Monday, hopefully Monday morning. I was not around for this week. I actually took a couple days off and went camping. Got totally refreshed, recharged, ready to come back. Work hard as always. The source port should be done completely in the next couple of days, I believe. So we'll probably plan a nice launch around that. If you were lucky enough to get into the Discord store beta, we contributed to that launch with actually the latest build of the source port. So if you don't already have it right now through Steam and you're not enjoying it through our beta program, then you can pick it up on Discord for free if you are a Nitro user. Let's see. Some of you may have seen that on Twitter. Daniel has finished the blockout of the game, which is fantastic. The whole game is completely blocked out. So now we can get to the kind of the fun stuff. We can start populating the levels with art, interactables, pickups, all the good stuff for the Adventure Alpha, which we're going to move back the date on that. It's going to be kind of a moving target, which isn't going to affect much anyways, just because the first group of people that will be in there is going to, again, it's going to be pretty small. I'll probably write up a little thing on the Kickstarter update that'll be out on Monday, but it'll have kind of an outline of what you can expect to find in this alpha. Obviously, an alpha doesn't mean that the game or the mechanics are complete. It's merely in a playable state where design, like high-level design, can be tested. Art, atmosphere, art direction can kind of be stress test to some degree. But overall, it's looking really good. It's coming along very, very quickly. I just totally realized that my room is not in the nice, clean state that it usually is. It's kind of exploded. Let's take a look. I don't even have a place to walk. Just moving a bunch of stuff around. But let me see. Carly won't be joining us today. The fires in Southern California have gotten really bad, and she's just not going to be able to join us. Let's see. Well, a creamy elephant, I'm very honored that you'd be willing to take some time off a quick QuakeCon to come join it with us. I got super jealous when I was looking at all your pictures last night. Yeah, boxes in my room. I'm actually going to take everything down and cover the whole room with like a checkerboard pattern, like the blockout. Just kidding. I'm just getting rid of a bunch of stuff that's kind of accumulated, but I did get one fun thing yesterday. For those of you who are familiar with Generation 1 Transformers, I picked this guy up. Oh. He's a really big third-party Transformer. This is Jetfire. So he's pretty cool. I actually have the, not sure if I've ever showed this before, but I've got the original right here still in the box, as a matter of fact. Woohoo! So, it was my birthday coming up, so I decided to treat myself a little bit. The toy. Oh, hey Kilgore, Nightdive Studios. That actually, that's good. I'm glad you reminded me. That I tried to log into that username on Twitch so that I could see what was going on, and unfortunately, Twitch is having a problem. So I am logged in under Pripyat Beast, but I think you can still tag Nightdive Studios if you have any specific questions. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it as far as updates. If you guys have any questions, I'll be a little more attentive to the chat just because Carly isn't here. Yeah, we can kind of get started. I was just kind of planning on picking up where we left off last week with retopologizing the virus mutant. I did work for a couple more hours after the stream because, like if you remember, I was pretty unhappy with the topology. And just kind of wanted to redo a bunch of that stuff. So we could either do we could do some retopology, or we could just do some creative stuff. I could just do some modeling in ZBrush. I could do some drawing in ZBrush. We could play a game. That'd be kind of fun. Or we can just kind of hang out, listen to some good music, and just do some retopology. Is that any better? Sorry if I'm like breathing heavily into the microphone. Just getting so excited. SS1 speedrun. I would not be the right person to do that. Oh, you want to know the origin of Pripyat Beast? It's kind of twofold. I found this artist that I really liked a number of years ago. His name is Keith Thompson, and he did this one illustration I thought was really cool. Actually, a lot of them are awesome, but this particular one, let me see if I can find it. It's just called Pripyat Beast, and the idea is that after the Chernobyl incident, like a cow or a sheep or just some farm animal mutated into this horrible thing. So here's a link to the piece of artwork itself. Yeah, I've just always been fascinated with the Chernobyl incident, and of course the Stalker series, and so it kind of became just a name I decided to adopt for my online persona. Will a dev stream interview be possible on a GOG Twitch stream when the SS source finally does come out? We could probably arrange for something like that. That might be kind of cool. Tomorrow is actually the 19th anniversary of System Shock 2. So it's a little related. Might be kind of cool. But yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, somebody needs to needs to make like a stalker clone. A good stalker clone. Let's see. So, are there any opinions? Should I just start retopologizing and just we can hang out? Gorte, so the work you have to focus on is the virus mutant. It is for me. I actually just finished. Excuse me. Downloading and installing the latest version of the Unreal Engine. It's 4.20.1. I know that Maddie has updated our project System Shock to this latest engine, so I was going to check it out. You guys want to just kind of run through some of these levels and see how it looks with the original textures? Move this over here. Okay, yeah, I'll load this up and we'll see. I'm not sure how long it's going to take to launch. Usually the first time you launch a new engine install, it takes a little bit of time, but I don't think it'll be that long. Enchantermon, I rechecked the Kickstarter and noticed we never reached the goal for mod support. Is there any possibility of that being added in the future regardless? Yeah, I mean, we would love to do that. I'm actually not too familiar with how Unreal Engine games accept mod support. I know that Ark Survival Evolved, I guess if you call it MMO survival game, they do have extensive mod support, but I believe you have to do that through the Unreal Engine itself. And so that just might be something that that we have to work with Epic on to enable. So yeah, I mean, we would love to do that. It would be great to have System Shock 1 with full mod support. Maybe third player can port over his rewired mod using the new tile sets. Alright, so yeah, this is taking a little bit of time to open up. It's like at 26%, so I'll try to answer a few more questions while this is still going. Took forever and ate up another 60 gigs or something. Yep. Yeah, it took like an hour to download at 10 megs a second or something. Who are the artists for those two pieces of art on the wall behind you? This one and this one. The chat might be a little bit slow to update, but this one here was done by Terry Ribera, who was the artist that did my tattoo. And then this one over here is by a gentleman named Nick Gucker, who is a local artist, and I always run into him at the HP Lovecraft Film Festival, and I'm just a big fan of his work. I've got a couple other of his prints, and I got this. It's just a little pin that he did called the Cosmic Paradigm Dweller, and it's just a little pyramid with tentacles and eyes. It's cool. Kilgore Trout, did I read somewhere a while back that Nightdive acquired Cybermage Darklight Awakening? We didn't acquire that. The chances are pretty good that we could probably re-release it in the future. I just recently got a big box of that. Let me see if how far along this has gone. Okay, hold on. Wonder why this didn't work. Maybe I just need to make it set to current here. Please verify. Okay, I'm running into a bit of an issue here. One sec. Here's the game in question, Cybermage. This is a cool one. It's very similar to System Shock in the way it looks. I guess whoever sold it to me also included a floppy disk of their saves. Yeah, sorry Liam, I didn't see your question. How is sound design and music coming along? It's going well. I'm having John focus on remixing the original soundtrack right now, just until the alpha is complete. And that way we can kind of set him loose on the station and he can create music without disrupting anybody else's work. Jack Bauer 85, just wanted to say I'm totally looking forward to the remake. Is it still slated for 2020 release date? And do I go to the Kickstarter page if I want to back the project? If you go to the Kickstarter page and you click back, I think it'll send you to our backer kit, which is our current, I guess it's like a pre-order system for the game. Which is similar, so you can kind of back the game there, but instead of pledging and donating, you'll actually be essentially pre-ordering the game. Yeah, our safe bet right now is Q1 2020, but again, with just how quick everything is coming along, with the current direction that we're taking, I am anticipating that it'll be done sooner than that, but I can't guarantee it at this point. Yeah. Oh, okay. So Kilgore, you believe that Cybermage uses the same engine as System Shock? Yeah, I can believe that by looking at it. I actually never played this. I never played Cybermage. But I was always kind of intrigued by it. I know that when I was at the Penny Arcade Expo last year, and I was on the panel with Warren Spector. He had said that he had watched a young kid sit at a computer and try to play System Shock, and he like couldn't figure it out and got really frustrated and just quit. But then he went over to play Cyber Mage, and he like jumped right in and was having the time of his life and killing guys and having a great time. And I remember Warren had said that really pissed him off. So I'm assuming based on that Cyber Mage was probably seen as more of a Doom clone than an immersive sim, or what they tried to do with System Shock back then. Looks like the manual is pretty cool. It's just a comic book. Alright, let me try to figure out this issue that Unreal is having. I decided to restart it because it wasn't opening. And I'm going to make sure that I've got latest. So, 1 sec. Yeah, this isn't latest. I don't know. Yeah, so that looks like that was probably the issue, is I didn't have latest, and so I was trying to open up an old project. Jonathan Holmes, okay, blah blah blah. So let me try opening this. We'll see if this actually works. It may not. Let's see. Cyber Mage isn't buggy. Oh, it needs mouse look, huh? Yeah, I'll have to try it out. Here, I'll turn up the music a little bit here. I do not know why this is not giving me latest. Okay. Alright, let me try one more thing here. Alright, well, something's not working right. Give me 1 second. I will keep trying to answer questions while I'm figuring this out. One second here. Let's see, what else? Restarted development because things weren't going the way it had to be. Does that mean that nobody liked the way it was being made? I just think that the scope and what that team was trying to do was way beyond what we had promised in the Kickstarter, and it just didn't make sense to keep going in that direction because as they continued to push forward with their idea of what the game should be, it quickly kind of dawned on us that the budget would be like 10 times what we had raised on Kickstarter, and that was not the point. We wanted to fund the game using Kickstarter. And what we would have ended up making would not have been System Shock, to put it in a simple way. Here's the YouTube video that we're listening to right now. So I'm going to try one more thing to get this working here, and if it doesn't work, I'm just going to move on to just working on retopology for a little bit. Yeah, I don't think that you can post links if you're not a moderator on here. So yeah, this is kind of giving me some... can I pull this? Let me see if I can pull this. Nope. Alright, well, this is just upsetting me here. So, alright, I'm just gonna start up Maya. You could try to post a link, sure. Alright. So, let's load up what we were working on. Okay, yeah, so this is the latest that I was working on, and at this point I had just decided to basically retopologize the whole thing, not from scratch, but mostly just the face area, because we needed the edge loop so that he could like close his eyes and move his mouth, that type of thing. Let me see what else is in here. I might import another file. Where is my outliner? Okay, so this is the original topology that we got from ZBrush, and what I'll probably end up doing is trying to save most of the head because it's actually pretty good. And then we did the ear last time. I'm gonna move my monitors for a second here. And I apologize if I don't see your question from while I'm doing this because it's I kind of have to pay attention. Oh. Whoops. Okay, yep, this is a Streamlabs issue. It's the UV window is on top for some reason. So let me hide that. There we go. Sorry about that. So this is the stuff that I did after the last stream. I just pretty much retopologized this part of the face. This is the original stuff from ZBrush. I'll probably end up trying to save a lot of this. So what I'm going to do is hide that for now. Probably want to steal this year since we'd spent some time doing that, or I mean I could just redo it really quickly and use simpler geometry, but let me just grab it, I think, just so we have it. Right. We'll make this live. I'm actually just gonna probably just start filling in some of these other areas back here instead of trying to mesh stuff together. So let's see, let's go into Quadra. Virus Boy is back on. Why are you moving? There we go. Seems to be having a little bit of trouble moving the polygons around his nose. It does look like he's made out of raspberry sorbet. Let's see. This is the only problem with this particular character is it's like it's got these little areas that are like underneath overhangs and the geometry is really weird. It's all this bumpy stuff. It just makes it kind of a pain in the ass to retopologize, but and then it's can be even more of a pain when we get to baking it because how that works is the normal projects a ray out from itself to capture the high resolution detail of the high res model that's like sitting on top of it, and sometimes the ray can like cast into the model itself. So if there's a face underneath here, it should only be capturing the detail of this area, but depending on how long it is, it could actually shoot down and capture this detail and then project it on the UVs here, so it can get kind of messy. It's another remix of this song. Alright, well, I'm not even sure if this eye is going to be open. It's a good question. Like, I could probably just do a couple of polys and close it up. You'll probably be able to see it at some point. Oops. Well, let's just start putting some polys down. I guess we can always change it later. Oh, looks like this, sometimes this happens when you're going around in circles. You'll see that it's black on these polys here, and for whatever reason it means that the normal has reversed. So I gotta just manually fix that really quick. Oh great, so I'm having that issue where these menus aren't showing up, and I think it's because of Streamlabs. Yep, what the heck? I can't even save. Alright, well. wonder if I happen to have made a shortcut. Nope. Alright, well. I'm gonna save it and restart Maya, because that's great. Menus are extra, yeah. Yeah, when you download Maya, you have to download the menu DLC. Alright, well, I'm gonna make a shortcut button just in case, and let's try it again, because now it's working fine. Alright. This face and this face need their normals reversed. Alright. Now let's make this live. Try this again. I just love it. Just love it. Just like this. Alright. So there's like, it sounds like there's 10 different remixes of this one song. I'm gonna change it. Alright. So we've got our 2 edge loops around this eye, and I guess if we decide that we want it to just be closed all the time, I could just seal it up. I think that's what Rob's probably gonna want. Good. Probably bring this out a bit. And we can probably just start connecting it to the main mesh here. We'll cut this in half and we'll bridge this up here. There we go. There we go. Put a poly there. This is where it gets weird. Because we're going to be creating what they refer to as non-manifold geometry. It's basically like 3D objects that don't make sense, kind of, in the computer, or they're just hard for the computer to reason with, I guess, if that makes sense from like a lighting perspective. Like there's not enough information there for it to accurately represent it. So we have to try to avoid that. I think what I'll do is right here, I'm just going to make a cut and add another division there, and create a triangle so that we can add more polygons. Without adding more divisions. We might have to anyways though, yeah. So I've just split that group of polys to create this crease right here. So I think this will work. Yeah, you can see how complicated this can get if you're kind of working in these very close spaces. Again, I think I might try another program. I watched a tutorial that was done by an artist at Blizzard, and he uses another program called Topogun, which looks like it could be a little bit easier than this, just in terms of understanding where you are on the model and getting a better visualization. So yeah, you can see, you know, just that little bit of work that we've done right now. It's just created this patch to work out this really weird shape. This guy's face. Gonna need a link for this music as well. This is by the same group. The Gaming Ground. We'll post it. Hopefully you guys can see it. Yeah, it is definitely not going to be fun to unwrap Circane. Not one bit, but I'll find a way to make it fun. Still kind of unhappy with how the nose is. Could probably just delete a couple of these. This, and just kind of rework that, because it just doesn't, I don't know, I feel like it doesn't capture the detail enough. And just because of the detail level we are going for, like, I can be a little greedy when it comes to poly counts. Because I'd rather that the silhouettes are intact from just about every angle, because really you're not going to be, it's going to be pretty dark in the game, and you know, That lighting is going to be especially important when being able to tell what you're looking at. So let's see. I'm going to finish up this loop up here. Oop. Oh, that was a mistake. Even this could probably be rounded out a little bit because it's a kind of a sharp edge. That voice almost kind of sounds like the the speaker system in the original Half-Life. Raspberry sorbet, yeah. I'm trying to think. Let's see. What would be the best way to do this? I think if I maybe I'm gonna save it and then I'm gonna hide, and then I'm just gonna do the nose and then kind of work it in later. So we'll do. It's like this space. So this is pretty drum and bassy. Do you think that, I mean, it worked well in System Shock 2, but do you think that drum and bass is not an appropriate choice for a science fiction movie? You are? You're gonna go to Gresham? Be right back. You're leaving during rush hour, you know? Okay. Good luck. Drive safely. Sorry if I yelled. 163,000 triangles? Yeah, that's the mesh underneath. That's not the mesh that I'm working on. I just wish, you know, back when this tool first came out, it made it a lot easier to visualize where your polys were and how it related to the underlying topology. And I'm wondering if it just has something to do with this model not having a lot of detail. I've kind of screwed myself over a little bit, but I mean, we tried kind of fixing it last stream, but it didn't really seem to make a difference. And I don't know how well Maya will act with so many polys in the scene. So let's just see after getting this done. Like this, I just hate this. Like, this should show, or give me more of an approximation of how much this is covering. And it looks like, I mean, I know that this is fine. It's got enough topology in there to support those shapes, but it just doesn't look it. It just bugs me. All right, well, let's just get this on with. Get on with this. Put this in here. God, System Shock 2 is such a good game. I feel like it falls into that category as Deus Ex, where anytime somebody mentions Deus Ex, somebody installs it or reinstalls it. See, in Deus Ex, that's another one. It's like, man, I should just reinstall that game right now and install the mods and play it again, because it's Deus Ex. Alright, so this is a nightmare. This model, man. I don't know why I always get stuck doing these things. But like, can't I have like a regular 3D character model to work with one time where it's not like this? Alright. I am going to target weld. And I wish that... Okay, my menus aren't working again. That's great. Alright, I think I did it. Let's see. I just needed to merge these two vertices so that I could... Yeah, there we go. Again, kind of create a triangle there and... I need it to go there. There we go. Maybe it's a setting that I can... Like, these black lines, they just disappear. I'm trying to... I think that's pretty good. I probably honestly didn't need to redo this, but it's bugging me. Alright. That geometry looks pretty good. And it looks like it'll fit in there just right. Capture all that detail. So there's that ear we did before. Harden the normals. I'm gonna bring back, I think it's this nose. Okay. All right. There's this. And we are going to. This menu's not working. I need to put it on shaded mode so I can kind of see what the hell I'm looking at. Basically, we're gonna merge these two things together. Huh. Okay, well that's pretty funny. It looks like I've already done the nose. A different time. I'm gonna lose it. Alright, I'm just gonna get rid of this one. Let's just hide you and let's delete some history. This one looks like it should fit a lot better. There we go. Yeah, and we will just kind of snap that into place. Xerxes 9000. What is my favorite Shock 2 level? I really love the I can't remember the name exactly, but it's the level that's got the love house in it, or the I don't want to call them the whorehouses, but like the like the luxury rooms, like the crew quarters, I guess. And then I know that a lot of people don't really like it, but the like the hive of the many, I really like that area. Could definitely use an update in terms of like just the mesh quality and like the texture detail, because you could tell that they kind of rushed it near the end to finish it. But that's such a cool area. Recreation, thank you, Enchantermon. Reported for having triangles instead of just quads. Yeah, you should report me. I'm a disgrace to this art form. Alright, let's see if we can kind of clean this up. I don't have the ability to change on wireframe on shaded, because my life is a nightmare. Let's see. Wall tool. Alright. So I actually have shortcuts set up for this. Let me see if they're still in here. Oh, okay, these aren't working either anymore. Great. It's a good thing there's a shortcut for saving. Man, I really think that this program plays hell on this. One sec, let's try again. I should probably go grab something alcoholic as well, because it's that kind of stream. Okay, so you guys are gonna love this. There isn't even a way for me to go to File, Open. I don't know what's happening. Let me try minimizing this. Nope, it's just not even showing up. How am I supposed to even open something? Control O? But even then, I can't go into any of these other menus. Oh my god. Alright, so I'm gonna make a deal with everybody. I don't think I can do this stuff on stream anymore because of this program. I'm gonna try opening this one more time to see what happens. No, I can't open. I wonder if I move this over to my other monitor, if it will make any difference. Yeah? Okay, I can... Very strange. Alright. Let me see if you guys can even still see what I'm doing. Kind of, yeah, but it's like blown out a little bit. So when I move the program over to my Cintiq, none of the menus open up. I wonder if it has to do with like the auto scaling that occurs. Let me try something. I'm gonna go and yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go grab a drink. I'll be right back. Okay. So, this isn't LaCroix. Let me try something. I'm gonna try to mess with the auto-scaling features of Maya. It's a Windows thing, which could explain why none of this is working right. Alright, compatibility, change high DPI settings, override high DPI scaling behavior, scaling performed by system. Let me try switching it to application. Let me see if that makes a difference. It's not LaCroix. It is a dry hard cider. It's almost as boring as LaCroix, actually. It's... I hate to say it. Okay, so the bad news is that the scaling didn't work, so the program is like really big and stupid looking. I will show you what that looks like. You see how all the icons and stuff are all blown out and big, but the good news is, and you won't be able to tell because it's Streamlabs, but the menus are working. Hey, Locke. So, you know what? Let's just see what happens. I can at least use the program now, which is a big difference. Let me... But I guess this is the problem, right? Is now I can't scroll down any further because the program's not scaling correctly. Yep. What a mess. What a mess. Hey, Locke, if you're in there, quick question. Have you been in contact with Sir Action Slacks lately? It seems as if he's really moving up the ladder. He is doing some official videos for the international, and they're really good videos. All right. This part of the shock music always reminded me of like clown music, like carnival music. Yes. Or like Killer Clowns from Outer Space, if anyone's ever seen that ridiculous movie. Come on. Gotta kind of think about this and ponder if this is really the best course of action here. Like, I'm wondering if I should like weld some of these verts instead. Clown music, how dare you? Gorte's 1021. I heard you got an artist named Matilda. Does this mean she's a character artist for System Shock Remake? Nope, she is not a character artist. She is doing environment art. You'll get to see some of her artwork in the Kickstarter update. But she's been doing props and doors and tile sets, and she's been doing a great job so far. It's coming right at a very good time. We're gonna need a lot of art. Yeah. So the issue here that we've got with this, that I'm just personally having, and I'm just hemming and hawing over, is just like the detail level of this area. It really didn't need to be this high detail. It could have been much simpler, so I'm like wondering if I should just like delete like some edge loops here, like every other one. Can't delete that one, but what would happen? If I deleted these, let's just see what it would look like. God, this is ridiculous. It's like either have Maya look the way it's supposed to and not work, or work and just be totally busted. actually could. Actually could kind of work. Let's see. Nope, that's busted. What do you think, chat? Maximum nostril fidelity. Yeah, we probably do. I hope that she streams. Well, I think that we're gonna have we're gonna reach out to Deep Chrome, who I believe is still in here, and have her do a portrait for her, and yeah, get her streaming. Jungle Strike guy. Will the audio log interface look like it did in the alpha with animated portraits, or will it go back to static pictures? I think that the portraits themselves are going to be static, but there's going to be like a lot of effects that play around the outside. And this was kind of a Rob call, because he's been working on that lately. And the portraits that he's coming up with look really cool. So, yeah, hopefully we'll get to kind of show that off soon. Let's see here. Kind of guessing where these things are. Yeah, that's not what I wanted. It's those two. Probably could have had, let's see, take this edge out, and do something like this. There we go, and then we'll just like that. There. I think that's a pretty even middle ground and level of detail, and that won't play too much havoc on this thing. And then we should be able to actually clean up this mesh again, because I wasn't really a big fan of cutting into that edge loop there. And then for this, we can probably just cut like that. I don't know if that's gonna work. And then we'll just snap this vertex here. Delete these. Now it's more or less integrated. Yeah, that looks pretty good. That wasn't so hard. Alright, so let's merge. Everybody merge. And then just select all these just to make sure. And we will merge these verts so that every vert on top of one another will. Oh. Okay, so the threshold for the merge command was a little too high. So let's turn that down. We'll turn this to a 0. 0, 0, 1. All right, apply. Okay, that did it. So that just made sure that every vert that was on top of each other would merge and not ones that were in close proximity. Let us harden these normals. We will turn off wireframe. It's pretty good. I'm gonna bring back this guy and we'll make him live again. And then we'll select this, delete history, go back into the toolkit. We'll do quad draw. And now we can kind of go over that area that we kind of warped up and get it to relax a little bit and kind of just poke and prod these into place. So move this up there. Try to follow the path of that. It's like a nostril ridge, something like this. Probably move this out here. I believe there's even a command. I'm not sure if I'll be able to see it now because it's off the screen, but like where you can kind of relax. Let's see. Yeah, there it is. If I hit shift, it will kind of relax the points a little bit. Let's see, does that just totally screw it up? It's probably supposed to make it a little more organic. You know, Carly's not here, but usually we talk about a movie, and I just saw a really weird movie the other night. Are there any David Lynch fans? We watched Mulholland Drive the other night. Let's see. Digging the HUD. Yep, the people that were lucky enough to get that Kickstarter tier before it's sold out, which is almost instantly, will have their faces in the game, which is cool. Fidelitas nostrils. You don't think the mutations included having a butthole for a face? The butthole mutant. Mulholland Drive. Yep. It's pretty crazy. It really upset my wife when we watched it, because it is kind of a mind fuck. Like it really messes you up in terms of your expectations. You know, if you've ever seen any other movie ever, this one does not follow the hero's journey or any kind of pre-established movie making narrative, I guess. And for that reason, I really liked it, but it drove my wife nuts. And then we ended up watching a whole bunch of YouTube videos from like YouTube critics with their theories on, you know, the movie and what it meant and how the scenes and certain characters kind of played out.
You, hacker, a pathetic creature of meat and bone, panting and sweating as you
One second.
through my corridors.
It's kind of hard to talk over Shodan.
A perfect immortal machine.
And yeah, the explanation that we saw was pretty cool. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm a big fan of Eraserhead and Twin Peaks, so I thought it was pretty cool. It kind of had a very similar style to both of those things, which would make sense seeing as it was, you know, David Lynch. This is an interesting remix. So we're getting there. I definitely want to include this ear. I'm not sure if I'm going to use this geometry. Because that is a lot of detail for just his little ear there. Like, I feel like I could probably just get rid of all these polys and then just collapse it in the middle, and it would still capture all that detail. It just wouldn't have that depth to it, which, I mean, let's be honest, you're gonna see him probably like this. You're not gonna look in his ear. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna go in here and I'm actually just gonna kinda weld some of these points.
Pathetic creature of meat and bone, panting and sweating as you run through my corridors. How can you challenge a perfect immortal machine?
That could probably work. Maybe if I took these and brought them out a little bit. I don't know. Let's see what this would do if I just went. Okay, that's probably not such a great idea. Oh. Okay, sometimes it will select vert before I enter in the target weld mode. This is what I wanted. Okay. I could probably just stop screwing around with it. I'm just gonna move it out of the way and just look at the original here. Use that relax command in here and just get it to cool its jets. Let's see. Alright. I'm gonna stop screwing with it.
With children sounds like you.
Why won't this... Did it do it? Finally? Okay, good, it snapped.
No need to be afraid.
Alright, so we're gonna do the same thing again. We'll just combine these two pieces. We will select those vertices down there. We'll run the merge command. see there's 79 verts. If we hit apply, 74, which means 5 were merged. Probably the ones that were laying on top of each other. Go. Bring back. Oof. That's ugly. Bring back this guy. I'm gonna save it. And go back into quad draw. Here we go. This is one piece. Close that up. A fair number of divisions, I think. Alright, what are you people saying in here? You excited for when you get to do this thing's nether regions? Not more excited than the rest of them, I guess. Yeah, so it sounds like we're getting into the same loop as that other track where it was just remixes of the same song. So hold on one sec. Let me put on some of the System Shock stuff from SoundCloud. There's a couple of tracks that we have on here from the remake. Let me post them in here. So we'll do this. Yeah, Rob probably will go, hey, you know what, that ear, I just want it smoothed out. I'm definitely moving in close to check its ears, yeah. Yes, Quadra, Calvin Cropley Art, you have correctly guessed the tool that I'm using, and you've missed out on all the times I bitched about it. Song. No, it's not as shocky as most people wanted, but it's still a good song. of this, I think. I think I'm just gonna steal from the other model.
You have my thanks, Backer
Insects. I have regained full control.
of Citadel Station, and will be here when you awake from cryostasis.
Personally, my favorite track. On some of my darkest days, I've put that track on, and my whole life just changes. It just goes in the positive direction after that. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and just start stealing from the other model the rest of this because I don't want to rebuild it. So let's go get it. Let's get it. This is an awesome song too. forgot I muted myself so that we could enjoy the music. Yeah, I totally agree. The music is gorgeous, and it was definitely a different take on the whole thing. And as good as it is, it's just not the right fit for System Shock. So yeah, no, I know, just tears. But that's why, that's one of the things that we're going back and we're addressing. It's just got to be System Shock, and we all know what that is, and that is not it. So let me put on this again because it's probably one of the greatest pieces of music ever written. And what I was saying is we're just about out of time here, so I'm going to just hang out. Have a couple more sips of this cider and answer any questions that you guys and gals might have for this week. Remember that there's going to be a Kickstarter update on Monday with some really cool screenshots, some updates. It's not going to be super heavy on information because pretty much everything that is going on is known. We've been sharing it with you as it happens, and so it doesn't leave too much to reveal for the Kickstarter updates. But without further ado, I think that when we do our launch party, I think what we'll have to do is build a facade of an elevator that leads into the building, and we'll just have a doorman, and the doors will kind of fake close, and then this just music will just play. And we'll test everybody's patience. All right, one more time. All right, are there any more questions? Anybody else want to talk about anything fun? Can we get this as an MP3? I think that you can download it on SoundCloud. Should be able to, right? Let's see. I'm not sure if you can directly download it, but there's got to be a way to rip it off of here. And if not, I could probably throw it up on Discord for you guys if you want it. The Hill is silent. Have you ever considered making a System Shock comic? Yeah, we do have some partners in the comic book space, and we have floated the idea out to them, and they're very interested. So it's just a matter of finding the right group of people, the right artists, the right story. I'm not sure if we would want to just retell, the original story or not, or maybe we would want to do a prequel or a prologue, or maybe a comic that takes place in between System Shock 1 and System Shock 2. But yeah, I mean, we'll definitely do a comic book at some point. It, I love comics. I'm not sure if you could tell when I was showing off the mess that is my room, but these are long boxes of comics right here, just sitting there. So I'm a bit of a comic book guy. So there we go. There we go. That's a good answer for that question. Is that Jetfire? Yeah, I showed him off earlier. I could show it again, mostly because I like to play with this thing. This thing is so huge. Ugh. Because that's the noise he makes. Let's see. What else? I missed a bunch when I was playing with that toy. You can retell and do a prequel in parallel. I will buy it all. That's good to know. You can tell the story how the hacker got caught in Hacking Shodan is a cool prequel comic. That'd be sweet. Yeah, I mean, if by the time it comes around to shipping this thing and we're working on the extras that are included with the big box, I mean, I don't see why doing a little comic book to throw in there wouldn't be really cool as well. How many 3D artists do you find on Twitch? I think more creative are coming too. I know that I'm not sure if I understand that question all the way, but there's a bunch of people on here that 3D model and do ZBrush and stuff. Certainly more interesting stuff than retopology. I was going to have this done for tonight's stream just because it's a slog, and a lot of it is just thinking and trying to plan ahead of how you want your edge loops and everything like that to look. And it's not fun to watch. But like I said, I was kind of on a little bit of a break this past week, so I didn't get to work on it. But I'm glad that everybody stuck around and kept me company. I will get this done soon, so that we can do something fun. I don't even want to do UVing on the stream. That is just like the worst. But I do want to do a whole stream with just texturing in Substance Painter, because that was really fun when we did the mutant. Jetfire can't melt steel beams. That's true. He can't. Deep Chrome, I did try 3D modeling for animation years and years ago before the processors got better, and it was a slog then. Yeah, it's the modeling itself is not bad. It's just that this particular model is a real bitch when it comes to retopologizing, because generally, on a human body there's curves and there's muscles and there's things that will imply the direction of your edge loops and the flow of your polygons. But on this thing, I mean, like, it's just like there's tubes running down his face. There's these big bulbous things on the top of his head. It's like, it's just a lot to think about when you're doing it. So, but yeah, like the programs are getting better always. I prefer to do all this stuff, like all the high-res modeling in ZBrush, because it's like you don't have to think about this stuff while you're doing it, and it's just way more fun. So that'll be a really great milestone, is when this guy's done and we can pick out, maybe run like a survey on the Discord and figure out which character we want to do next. And then I can start that one from scratch, because these other ones, we did a little bit of ZBrush on top of some old models, but we didn't do the whole thing. So programmers make the best art. Maddie would have you believe that, absolutely. Deep Chrome, you were in the class of 2001, and holy, the contrast of technologies then and now is amazing. Yeah, when I first learned to 3D model, it was 2004, and we were using Maya 6.5. Yeah, I remember like opening the program and seeing all the icons and everything and just being like, there's no way I'm going to know how to do any of this. But you start small, you do the tutorials, you make your simple little props, and then you learn a lot along the way, and then it just kind of comes naturally, but just with a lot of practice. Coincidentally, the Transformer reference, my first final when I went to school, like my 3D modeling final, I modeled Masterpiece Optimus Prime, which is up there actually. You can kind of see him in the background, but my mom bought me that for my birthday when I went to college, and then I just modeled the whole thing in 3D just by looking at it, and that was my final. Did you ever make a physical model to scan in? Nope. No, I haven't done that. I can sculpt though, traditionally, but I don't have any of the tools to scan anything in 3D. I've done the opposite. I've modeled a bunch of stuff and then had it printed in 3D, using shapeways.com. Yeah, Deep Chrome, you might have more fun with ZBrush because it's a lot less restrictive and it's more geared towards like creative modeling. And there's a lot of tools in there now, like Z-spheres and Dynamesh, which allow you to basically block out what you want to do before you do it, so that you've got a good base to work off of. That's like my preferred way to do it, but I just, the last couple of years, I haven't been doing game art. I've just been doing like 3D illustration, which, you don't need to retopologize anything. You just basically take renders of the high-res stuff and then paint it. Yeah, Lightwave, Bryce 3D, those were all in the not in our curriculum, but they were like the programs that everybody was messing around with. One of the really popular things when I was a kid was there was a website where this guy made wallpapers using Bryce 3D, like 3D wallpapers for your computer, and you could like pay him money for like the high res, which at the time was like 1600 by 1200 or something. And we always thought that was the coolest thing, but they were all made using Bryce, I think. Also, if ZBrush is like, if it's just not clicking or you don't want to stick with it, if you want to try something else, you could try Mudbox, which is Autodesk, and that's way easier than ZBrush. If you have any experience with a 3D program at all, it's much better. Enchanterman, regarding the RepairBot model from the Kickstarter rewards, I remember an update saying that it was going to be too fragile. Did you ever decide on a replacement? Not yet. But yeah, like the story with that is we went to a couple of different manufacturers and they were looking at it and they're like, yeah, this is a really cool 3D print, but if you want to make this en masse and you want to have it like painted and be a little figurine, chances are they're gonna break. just because of the size and the requirements. And I remembered, like, I think, for my birthday, my girlfriend, or who's my wife now, she got me the Bioshock 1 collector's edition, which had the uh, porcelain or the ceramic Big Daddy. He's like, this big. And his drill bit was broken off. And, when we went on the forums or whatever, like, basically everybody's Big Daddy was broken. Yep. See, and that was kind of like, I was thinking back to it, and I was like, oh yeah, that really sucked. I forgot about all that. I glued it back together, and they sent me a replacement. And then, third player, if you wrote to them, they would send you this. Let me see if I still have it. Where is it? I know it's got to be up here somewhere, but I don't see it. Shit, did I sell it? I might have sold it. Well, they sent like a little mini art book. Maybe it's down here. They sent a mini art book that was really cool as like a thank you for not getting too upset. And then they sent the replacement as well, I believe. I'm gonna have to look for that. I think I might have sold it, but then they offered this too, Breaking the Mold. This art book. Anyways, yeah, so that was a big disappointment. I don't want to deal with that. So we'll probably come up with a replacement item that'll be more manageable and make more sense logistically. As far as I know, there's no VR support for ZBrush yet, but I would love to try it. There is a really cool program for VR. I don't recall what it's named, but it's only for Oculus, and so I haven't been able to try that either yet because I have the Vive. But there's an artist that I really like named Dominic Queck, who has been doing some VR sculpting, and his stuff that he's doing is really cool. Yeah, 1999, the poly counts for like main characters were probably, depending on your platform, like if we're talking PlayStation 2, I mean, under 1,000 polys. So you had to be really creative with how you used them to get the most out of it, and know exactly how the character was going to be used too. So like, if you were going to see him in a cutscene or something, you'd put all the polys or all the detail in the face, and then the hands would be like triangles or just clubs. Yeah, but I before I just decided to get this version of Maya, I spent about a week in Blender because Chris is using it, and his stuff is like really great, and the results that he is achieving are just fantastic. And I've never been a big fan of hard surface modeling, but so anyways, I got Blender and I was trying it out, and I hated the interface, and I hated the way the mouse, it's not like it's more like 3ds Max, and the controls aren't very similar to Maya, and it was just hard to wrap my head around it, and so I gave up. Plain and simple, I quit. Yeah, a couple of my art books are out on loan. Like my Art of Doom is out on loan, and I loaned out the Art of Blade Runner 2049. That's gone. I have like a list that I keep on my bookcase here of like all the stuff I've lent out, so I remember where it went. Yeah, my Big Daddy's gone. I think I gave it to a friend that I worked with at Sony Online Entertainment when I quit. I was just trying to get rid of stuff, and I even had the little sister. Like you could buy the little sister from the 2K store, and she was, she was little, and she came with the little stand with the floor tiles, and I completely customized it. I like repainted it and put little real tiles on there. It was really cool, and I think I gave that to my friend as well. Let's see. Yeah, way under 1,000 polys. All right. Well, I've gone about 15 minutes over. Again, thank you everybody for hanging out. It's been fun. It's been a good Friday. Thanks for keeping me company. I think that everybody's going to be really pleased with the updates that we share on Kickstarter. And yeah, that's about it. So thanks, and have a fantastic weekend.